Welcome to Plot Point. This is Ivan Rennicruz, your literary guide. This is the podcast that explores essential literature from across centuries and continents. Each episode we break down a single work, covering the plot, the essential story, then diving into the point, the critical analysis, context, and enduring meaning. Ready to unlock the secret life of books? Let's begin. Today on Plot Point, we travel to Africa for the monumental poem Africa by David Diop. First, let's establish the plot, the essential narrative, characters, and events that define Africa. David Diop's Africa is a passionate and concise poem that moves through three stages of the continent's existence. The speaker first addresses a majestic and revered ancestral Africa of proud warriors establishing a deep connection to a noble pre-colonial heritage. This image is quickly shattered by a depiction of the colonial era where the continent's people are shown with bent backs and the sweat of your brow under brutal exploitation and humiliation. However, the poem ultimately refuses to yield to despair, concluding with a triumphant promise that the seeds of freedom are planted and will soon blossom, affirming the unbreakable resilience and imminent revolutionary liberation of a new, self-determined Africa. Now that we've mapped the story, we shift to the point, the critical analysis, themes, and enduring relevance of this masterwork. David Diop's Africa serves as a potent political and historical artifact from the Négritude movement, simultaneously engaging with post-colonial theory and Marxist criticism. Historically, the poem reclaims a glorious ancestral past of proud warriors to directly refute the colonial lie that Africa was historyless. Economically, the central imagery of forced labor, bent backs, and the sweat of your brows provides a clear Marxist critique, portraying the continent as the oppressed workers' class systematically exploited by the European colonial ruling elite for resource and labor extraction. The final promise of a new flower blossoming patiently is interpreted as a prediction of revolutionary liberation and the eventual overthrow of the capitalist imperialist system, affirming a future for an independent, self-determined Africa. That brings us to the end of our discussion. We've navigated the plot and analyzed the point. Thank you for exploring this literature with me. Please subscribe to Plot Point and leave a review wherever you listen. Join me next time for a new book and a new journey. Until then, keep reading between the lines.